the knit stitch. This stitch is the fundamental stitch of knitting. It's what we call it. It's the knit stitch. So the thing about the stitch is when we're making it, the needle in our right hand is going to go into the stitch knitwise, which means it's going to go in from the left to the right. You're going to stick the needle in from the front of your work to the back. Your working yarn is now going to be in the back of the work. You'll wrap it around the needle. You'll come in between those two needles, and you're going to catch that new loop on the needle, and you're going to pull that old loop off. You're going to go in knitwise, which will be left to right. You'll wrap around from the back. You'll come in between those two stitches and catch that. Now for me, when I'm doing this, I kind of use my left-hand finger to kind of keep stuff from sliding off my needles. And until you get really good at it, and I've been doing this for years and years and years, and I still do it, I kind of use my fingers to keep these stitches from sliding off. So I will go into this, I can hold on to that stitch a little bit to make sure it doesn't slip off the end of my needle. I go in there knitwise, wrap around through the back, and then if you need to, you can use your finger to push that needle down into the work. You don't need to do that. You can certainly do it without, like this. But if you need to, don't be afraid to. And then also, as you're knitting, you're going to kind of want to work these stitches up to the end. And sometimes when you're a new knitter, you push too far and stitches come off and it gets really scary. So you can always use this finger to kind of keep your stitches from sliding off your needle. So we're going to go in knitwise, wrap around the back, in between, and pull off. Let me just do that several more times so you can see what we are doing here. In, around, pull it off. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the knit stitch. It's all there is to it. You can do this. You can make anything. Go down there, one more to do. There you go. So you're going to take the needle in your left hand and you're going to go into the stitch knitwise, which is from the left to the right. The working yarn is in the back. It comes around the needle, pull the new loop on, pull this old loop off. Left to right. Around the needle, new loop on, pull the old loop off. Let's do that again. Actually, when you look at a knit stitch from the front, you'll see that it has a little V here. I'll show you here. Just a quick moment, a few more stitches. Okay, I'm going to show you this. You see here we have sort of that V. That's what a knit stitch looks like when it's facing you. If you look at the back of a knit stitch, it's going to look like the purl stitch. You're going to see that purl bump on this side. That's the back side of the knit stitch. But so when you see these V's, that's kind of traditionally what we think of when we think of what knitting looks like. It's the stockinette stitch. So basically this is where we knit a row, and then when we came back, we purled a row, and then you knit a row, and you purl a row, and you just go back and forth like that. You'll end up with this V pattern here.